Okay, ladies and gentlemen, turn 36. You can see this turn we took control of Yazran, lost 5 mages to Magic Duel. This is kind of a pain. Erythia is just causing as much damage as he can before he finally dies the death, which is fair. Like, I can't blame him for that. But we are moving our troops over towards Ulm because the non-aggression pact has been cancelled. Atlantis and I have made the agreement to attack him. I'm trying to bring Utgard in on it too, but I don't know if they're going to join. Atlantis and I should be able to do it in any case. Once we've done that, of course, I will be sharing a border with Atlantis, who will be large and in charge and dangerous. But right now, we're just kind of prepping for the battle. Now, I'm probably going to want to bring a couple of my starets in on this. Well, actually, I don't really need them, do I? I don't really need them for combat magic, because they've got, you know, fire, air. I don't have anything in particular that I need fire to do. Fire cloud, potentially. They can drop sulfur hazes, or not freezing mists. They can drop sulfur hazes. Out of a communion, they could drop very large sulfur hazes, which could be useful, since Ulm has no particular anti-poison defense. That's a potential. Nobody else can do that in my nation, but all of my starets can if they're leading a communion, so that's a thought. I will, however, move some of the occultists up towards the front. We're counting down. Turn 38, we'll be able to start issuing combat orders, if I've counted correctly. The first goal, obviously, is going to be to kind of chop off this chunk of mountains and caves here, and secure this area. Yellow Caves, of course, has some pretty decent, actually, surprisingly decent income for a cave, and also some good gem income, the Crystal Flames, as well as whatever else Ulm has found there. That's a citadel. I would love to take it. Its wall integrity is quite high, so I'll need a lot of troops to capture it. We've got some troops trying to sandwich Dorun here. This is where he's strongest, where he has the highest province defense, so he may actually stay there, or he might bounce back out to try and raid me. If he moves in any direction except up this way, he'll win, because he's a Serpent of Chaos, he's big and tough. If he moves back this way, he's going to get absolutely ruined by air elementals, so I hope he does that, frankly. It would be great if he did that, because the air elementals would murder him. If he moves in here to try and put Erythia under siege again, on the other hand, he's going to win, which would be super, super sad. It would be especially sad because if he does this, these guys are going to move down here, spend all their gems wiping out his tons and tons of province defense, and then not have gems left to actually fight him, which is also going to be a bummer. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope he stays there and tries to make a fight of it with his province defense. That would be the best. Troops surging up towards the Ulmish border. What troops I have anyway. I have a decent little army. He has many more wolves than I have main troops. And he also has a lot of rangers of Ulm. I don't know where they all are, of course, because, as I said, I don't have any scouts. And also, they are stealthy. They could be sneaking into my territory as we speak. I've started up pretty heavy patrols on some of my forts, so hopefully not. But we will just have to see. But that's basically the turn. Atlantis and I have made our agreement. We're going to be going in against Ulm shortly, wiping him out. The blood hunting has begun, albeit it has a long way to go still. We are forging more. We should be forging more sanguine dowsing rods. Who's forging more sanguine dowsing rods? I thought we were... Yeah, we're forging 3 more sanguine dowsing rods up here. We got our scout sneaking back with his payload. And Flavius could sneak him back down there to take the blood slaves. And pretty soon we'll be up to, you know, 30 or 40 blood slaves per turn. Probably within a few turns here. By turn 40 at least. And then we'll just keep ramping up from there. I'm going to be ramping up pretty hard at this point because blood is going to be important. Which brings me to my next subject, research and what we want to do for an end game. We need to grab enchantment level 5 so that my occultists can spam skeletons in combat and such. I have evocation level 5, so I can throw shadow blasts out of a communion, which could be very useful. I also have my alchemist, so if I want, I can bring out earth mages and drop a lot of gifts from heaven, blade wind, that kind of thing. Of course, I have thunderstrike communions, I have air elemental summoning. I am a little bit short on air gems right now, though, so that could be problematic. I have a ton of water gems, and I don't have much to do with them, so I may end up alchemizing those. My astral pearl income unexceptional. Death income, very unexceptional. Honestly, my gem income is just kind of low for this point in the game in general, and it needs to be better. Still got a couple guys throwing augury. My fire gem income could definitely be healthier, but it's respectable. I can throw flaming arrows down on communions if I bring a fire mage, which I probably do want to do, actually. So Pozvidst here needs to roll his way up north. And of course, Pafnuti is moving over in this direction. My armies are mainly archers at this point. I may also want to bring a couple of my starets, but I haven't made that decision yet. I think for right now, I'm okay with them staying at home. They don't really bring... The only ability they bring that my other mages don't is the ability to cast Sulfur Haze, which is a nice spell, especially if I can get it out of like an 8-slave communion and be throwing down, you know, AoE 7 or 8 Sulfur Hazes on an immobile battle line. That would be nice. But I don't think I'm set up to really take advantage of it efficiently. I think I'm going to be outflanked by masses of wolves, primarily. And I'm going to have to deal with that with battle summons, essentially. Or having a lot more troops than I currently have. But we'll just see how it goes. That's turn 36. See in turn 37. After we grab enchantment, we're going to run down towards alteration level 7, get the good buffs, so we can slap them on our armies. And I need more income. I definitely do. I'm starting to fall behind on the income thing. But in any case, thanks for watching, and we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, get up there. I don't know that I have any good summons at the moment. I do have 47 death gems. I just don't have anything great to do with it, except cast Dark Knowledge. Let's get a little bit of Dark Knowledge spam going on, because I could really use more death income. I know this is going to burn through my stockpile of death gems really, really quick, but, like, I'll be losing 10 death gems per turn, but it's worth it if I can get, you know, 3 or 4 more death sites lined up and double or triple my income. So in any case, thanks for watching. See you next time. Okay, turn 37. This has been a fascinating turn. I almost absolutely screwed up here, mainly through just sheer lack of diplomacy. I hadn't been talking with enough people, commonly, you know, often enough, and as a result, I almost found myself on the losing end of a pretty significant coalition, but I think I've broken that up now. So, Patala and Atlantis and Utgard and Ulm were all like halfway agreed to assault me, and now they're not. Patala has agreed to a new non-aggression pact. Utgard's non-aggression pact is still active. Atlantis, I'm actually trying to turn around to get... I mean, I thought before that he was in with me to invade Ulm, and now he seems to be backing off of that in a very ambivalent way, which is a shame. But we'll see if I can get him to flip-flop that and go in against Ulm with me. Other than that, everything's going okay, generally speaking. Non-Bagor here. I've got Varlam patrolling. Got patrols down there. Got patrols here. I need to get more flying dogs. I just don't have the air income to support that right now. Life's tough all over. That's all I can say. I am going to start casting... Well, one second. It's at level 4, isn't it? Yeah, Auspex is at Thaumaturgy level 4. Ugh. Oof. Okay. Let's grab Thaumaturgy level 4 right after enchantments. We're going to hit enchantment level 5 this turn, Thaumaturgy level 4, and alteration level 3 next turn. And then we'll be going to war. Should be a good old time. Now, over here we've got Astropelagists and crossbows coming out. A few more crossbows there. Over here we've already got a bunch of Astropelagists, but relatively few troops. Gonna pick up those troops over here. Trast and Pafnuti coming through. Rincewind is gonna move over here to Site Search in Uzid Yazran. Usadjazrin is going to cancel that occultist in order for me to recruit more units. And unit-wise, I could use some infantry. And I think heavy infantry are the ticket. Or actually, I could use more Malia Druzhina, to be honest. Because I do not have many cavalry left. So we're going to try to collapse on this fort essentially from 3 angles, which I think we can do. Now, the question of how hard Ulm's counterattack will land is an interesting one, and it's one that we'll have to find out. Immediately before I go in, I'm probably going to either... I'm trying to sell some gems to people in exchange for air or death gems. Immediately when the war launches, I'm probably going to alchemize a ton of my water gems and get some air gems, because I need more air gems. I could also use a couple of fire gems in combat. I do have Pafnuti here, and Pafnuti is going to take some fire gems, and he's going to break himself into the communion and cast flaming arrows, because my army includes a lot of archers, and just, I mean, because I have flaming arrows and can cast it. Seems like a good idea. So, that's where we're at, and I think, like I said, my southern border is secure again with Patala. Utgard really shouldn't be looking to attack me. Our non-aggression pact is still in place. I don't know if he plans to end it, but I mean, the coalition is gone, so hopefully he will want to turn in another direction. He did clear out the barbarians in Gold Mountains this turn. He sent in 7 Sefkona, 4 Jotun werewolves. He took a few casualties, but not many. This was a Turbo Communion, and you can see his the afflictions on his Turbo Communion Jotun werewolf slaves. He's also got them carrying Sanguine Dowsing Rods, so he may have been using these guys to blood hunt. And yeah, he's just spamming out Horde of Skeletons, which is the classic Utgard Turbo Communion thing to do. And it works pretty well, to be honest. Yep, there they go. Tons and tons and tons and tons of skeletons mowing their way through the barbarians. Excellent job. You can see the barbarians got 70 kills, but only 10 of them were actual units. So congratulations. And in unexpected events, we lost a load of province defense in Kratas, and we got a free imp in Spires of Ascension, who is a commander. Not a very useful commander, but he can fly, and he has 40 leadership as well as 40 undead leadership, which is, I mean, that's fine. That's nice and all. One of my occultists got a feeble-mindedness in the winter, so he's now worthless to me, unfortunately. And we will continue on. So we've got some mages moving up to join the party. These troops... Actually, I'll tell you what. Here. Because Varlam is going to need to move, I think, in order to get across the mountain. Give the infantry to me. Because, yeah, he can't cross the mountain there. And too bad, too. What if I dropped these guys out? Still can't, yeah, because it's still a mountain pass. So, let's take Varlam, start moving this way, so that he'll be in place on turn 39. Actually, no. I need these guys to just sit here and defend for now. So we'll have to just use 2 armies to collapse on Yellow Caves, and plan on our magic support. Make it up for it. Alright, so, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all on turn 38. Okay, folks, turn 38, and look at this. Utgard's god has gone on a deep strike into Patalan territory. Christine the Raven of the Underworld has hit Patala. A lot of diplomacy has been going on. I have non-aggression pacts all the way around here at this point. The only person bordering me that I don't have some kind of agreement with is, of course, Ulm, and this turn will be the last turn before we can issue orders. So next turn, combat orders can go out. In fact, it's possible, I guess, that Ulm will issue attack orders this turn. I hope not. I'm not planning to, regardless. I've got a whole bunch of mages and a whole bunch of troops in place, so I think I can take out Yellow Caves pretty quickly. We're going to have about 150 siege strength there, 86. These guys won't be able to get there, so they'll have to go through Berman Highs. But I've got some troops with a lot of mage support here as well. Should be able to ram an army in and do some very, very serious damage in pretty short order. Yellow Caves will still take 2 or 3 turns to eliminate. But the territory here, the geography, is also making it hard for him to defend. You have to go through Yellow Caves to get into Ulm's territory, but as a corollary, you also kind of have to go through Yellow Caves to get out of Ulm's territory. I mean, you can also attack Lightless Cavern, which I will definitely plan to do. Norfangs can attack Annika, but Annika's pretty solidly defended, and I've got more troops within a couple of moves of Annika if necessary. I'm going to move these guys with Wagyobath up there. Not recruiting a whole lot of troops, mainly recruiting mages. Blood hunting is expanding, but slowly. I am forging a couple more Sanguine Dowsing Rods, and moving some more Sanguine Dowsing Rods to my hunting provinces. Actually, Wagyobath... I need more dogs is what I need. I need more of these bros, Simargles. So let's set both of these guys to summoning Simargles. That'll be fine. And I would also like... you to be casting Auspex monthly. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so that's basically it. That's basically what's going on. The situation is very, very interesting. Raga here is fairly large. Has been embroiled in a couple of wars, I believe. That province got bogused again, or had been bogused. Yep. Bully for them. There was a fight there last turn of some kind. What happened there? That was Pythium sending in a Serpent Assassin, I presume to gauge resistance. And I also presume... yeah, he got wrecked. That's what I thought. So, we've got a little bit of Xibalba over here. And in Tifia, we can see that Xibalba hit Phlegra. Phlegra is, I believe, basically close to gone at this point. I'm not sure where their capital is, but we'll find out here. Raga is a decent power, albeit not huge. Patala is a decent power. Man is still here, but very small. Actually, it looks like Raga has been attacking Man and has them almost dead. Pythium, pretty significant power, a number of citadels. And then over here, of course, Atlantis is quite large. Atlantis and Utgard are both big. Atlantis, as I said, I have a non-aggression pact with them. I have a non-aggression pact with Patala, with Pythium, with Utgard. Yes, we should still have a non-aggression pact with Utgard. Going in against Ulm next turn. Doesn't seem like Atlantis will be joining me, at least not at first. But we'll see how it goes. I think I can probably take him out. I think I can at least do a whole lot of damage in pretty short order. So if I can push him back and take this area, then I'll be more or less happy. And I would, honestly, I'd be willing to negotiate peace with Ulm if I take away a significant chunk of his territory and turn on Utgard or something. Not sure. But all that would be fine by me. In terms of research, we're still going down Alteration. We're going to hit Alteration level 4, should be this turn, and then the turn after that we'll hit 5. So that will be great. That will open up Wind Guide, Mist Form. Mist Form's a great little buff that I need. Luck, so I can cast Luck on other people, and Body Ethereal. Body Ethereal is another great buff spell. At level 5, of course, I'll hit Phantasmal Army, Baleful Star, Invulnerability, Maws of the Earth, all kinds of good stuff. Then once we get up to 7, we will have Fog Warriors. Good, 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 good things. My blood magic is up to level 5, so I could be doing something with that, but unfortunately I just don't have the blood income yet. My blood income was about 20 this turn. Should be going up pretty shortly, but it's just going to take a little bit of time. I need to get more provinces under the lash, as it were, and I need to get more sanguine dowsing rods built. And, of course, I will also need more occultists. So we're recruiting occultists there. I should honestly probably be recruiting... I'm recruiting one occultist every other turn here, essentially. Occultists up there. I would like to recruit occultists up here, but I'm out of money, and I'm still recruiting astropelagists for combat purposes up there. I'm not recruiting anything in Annika, which seems like an oversight as well. But, yeah, I could use the troops. So, that is turn 38. I'll see y'all in turn 39, and on that turn we'll discuss our final orders for the war with Ulm. Take care until then. Okay, folks, so, last turn. There was supposed to be an extension on the turn, and there was in fact an extension on the turn. I want to be really clear. I'm not blaming the hosts or the GMs for what happened. There was a miscommunication, and I believed that the extension was for longer than it actually was. So I had my turn half done, and I went to bed. And the turn rolled at a time when I did not expect that. As a result, this was the turn that we were supposed to be going in against Ulm. I didn't get my attack orders issued. So, instead of my armies attacking Ulm with proper scripting and mage support, Ulm attacked Annika against my patrolling infantry, who had not been told to either stay inside the fort or, have mages. So my patrollers, basically unscripted, and my province defense went up against this army of Ulms. Now, this army is fairly large. It's primarily composed of rangers and wolves, so a lot of crossbows, a lot of wolves. They have some blood slaves. They have a decent amount of magic support, actually. His illuminated ones, he appears to have brought a whole bunch of illuminated ones set up to magic duel, which makes a lot of sense. But we got a number of illuminated ones and some members of the second tier with a couple of pearls each. I would bet those guys are going to be casting magic duel. It might be good to find a way to bait that, if I can. In any case, the battle was just a disaster. My troops basically got hammered by crossbow bolts and surrounded by wolves. They murdered most of the wolves and made a bunch more rout. But still, even so, there was a lot of, it was a problem. So we killed 165 wolves. Some others routed, but the majority of the Ulmish army survived and remains in place, having wiped out 100 of my troops. Big problem. Some of my units, I think, got to retreat. No, just my commander and Knyaz got back into the fort. So Annika is here with a bunch of wizards and no troops whatsoever. I am going to sneak my prophet away. There's no reason for Pafnudi to be here. In any case, my armies are closing on yellow caves. They're going to slam in here. In total, we're going to have 150, over 260 siege strength, so should be able to crack it fairly shortly if we want to stay in siege. Can't cross here, unfortunately. As you can see, Annika has already been broken. I haven't decided how I want to defend Annika just yet, but I'm thinking that probably I'm basically just gonna alchemize a bunch of gems, dump a whole bunch of air elementals, and use magic duel myself a number of times, just in an effort to make sure that as many of his mages as possible die quickly. Now, in terms of troops, I'm a little short-handed, partially because I just lost those 100 troops with no recompense. Blood hunting, going reasonably well in 2 provinces, which is fine. I've got Panbog and Capcirco and Pimago here, but I really need more fucking troops. All my troops presently, like pretty much all the troops that I have, are moving into the attack. So, my army's here, set up with a pretty large communion, dropping mirror image, summoning various personal buffs, summoning a whole bunch of air elementals, dropping a storm, power of the spheres, air elementals, and then a whole bunch of magic duelers. I'm using my occultists for magic duel primarily to wipe out the enemy astral mages. Now, that's not... that was the wrong button. Ultimately, that's not really a winning strategy for me, because his illuminated ones are cheaper than any of my mages. That being said, if I have more mage power, I can still kind of win that competition through brute force. In Annika, we can look here, we can see he has 4 black priests throwing iron darts, 3 fortune tellers, 8 illuminated ones, 4 members of the second tier. So this is a total of 19 mages, of which 15 are astral. I have a comparable number of mages here. How many mages do I have exactly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm slightly outnumbered on the mage front, not by a whole lot. And of course, I have a lot more mages involved in this army. The other strategy, the other thing that you can do with occultists is you can form communions with them and spam skeletons very, very efficiently. And that would be something that I could certainly do. I'm just not doing it right now because I think the other strategy is more important. But he's got a large army. It's not very tough. It can be damaged very easily. And so what I'm going to do here is let me show you my scripting. All of my mages are going to the very fucking back, and they're spreading out. The reason they're doing this is because his crossbows won't be able to reach the very back of the battlefield, at least not immediately. We'll leave this guy up front to be shot, because I don't care if he gets shot, and we'll leave the occultists a little bit ahead of the astropelagists. That's because the astropelagists have to live for a couple of rounds, because they're the ones who's going to be summoning air elementals. And we're just going to set them all to summon air elementals like that, and then we will alchemize the gems that we need to get them to do that. Where's my... I had a saved magic duel script, so we're going to go... Where's magic duel gone? There it is, so we're going to go magic duel, and then... whoever survives, I guess, can start summoning skeletons. So we'll have magic duel, communion master... Horde of Skeletons. We'll have that script. We'll make that 5, shall we? And we'll set like 3 guys to do that. Actually, I guess I don't have enough to do that, do I? Because 1, 2, 3, yeah, I only have 5. Never mind me. We'll just go magic duel, cast spells. So you do that, and everybody gets a couple of pearls. You get some pearls, and you get some pearls, and you get some pearls. Normally I do management stuff like this off screen, but this is how it is for today. So, magic duels coming out from those guys. Everyone else needs 4 air gems to summon air elementals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need like 30-some air gems if I'm going to be doing that. I've got a bunch of air gems already assigned to this army. That's going in here. I don't know if they're going to try to step out and fight me, or if they're going to sit there. If they sit there, I'm actually going to move on. I'm going to, like, leave this fort under token siege. Well, here's the thing. I really do want to break this fort. Like, busting this fort down is kind of important. But let's alchemize, shall we? We're going to use up my water gems that I'm not using. We're going to use up a whole bunch of our earth gems that I don't necessarily need. And we're going to take out 20... Let's alchemize some nature gems. Okay, 23 air gems. So, let's see what we got. Let's give everybody that we can some gems. And if necessary, yeah, let's cut down to 2. So that we can make sure that we get at least 1 air elemental out of everybody right at the start. Because if we can drop 10 or 12 or 15 air elementals, they might be able to jump into the Olmish back lines and wreak havoc among the crossbows and the mages, and that might at least make taking this painful for them. I don't think this many air elementals is actually going to win this battle, but they might make it painful, and that's what's important. Down here, I'm using some of these guys as communion slaves, using a bunch of them as magic duel fodder. Survivors will form a communion to spam skeletons a little bit later on, and research-wise, I have hit alteration level 5, which is great. I need to, of course, get up to level 7 as quick as I can for Fog Warriors. Once I have Fog Warriors, the face of the war starts to change just a little bit. Albeit, not as much as one might hope, because, as I said, I don't have all that many troops yet. We're going to start working on getting more troops. Specifically, we're going to start binding devils. Devils are not, or Bone Fiends for that matter, actually Bone Fiends under, they're Pierce resistant, and under Fog Warriors they would be pretty hard for crossbows to kill. Let's do that. So I was thinking about binding devils. Devils fly. They're pretty solid troops. Well, you only get one per turn, though, so they're hard to mass. Bone fiends, however, not only can I mass them easily, they can be summoned by these guys, by occultists. So I'm going to set these 3 to binding bone fiends just about as quick as they can. So we'll be getting 15 bone fiends per turn here in Spires of Ascension. With a couple of turns, that might help me build up a little bit of defense. We're forging a couple of Sanguine Dowsing Rods per round as well. My blood hunting is going alright. I need you to give one to you. You can blood hunt, and you can also blood hunt while you're here. Meantime, Manic is taking some patrolling puppos down to Ard. And we're just going to see what we can do. Right now, I'm a little short on troops, as I said, and that's my big, worry. That's my concern, is that I'm short on troops. What I might do, actually, Lightless Caverns here. I've got 74 troops there. Got Sudislav and Trast. Then he's got another 99. Spread out. Yeah, okay. Sudislav and Trast are going to attack Lightless Caverns. No particular magic backup, I don't think. I'm actually going to give all these guys to Sudislav. Put them in a line. They will want some magic backup, come to think of it. So Trast can, yeah, just go with him for backup. And I don't want to break up the communion, though. Yeah, let's just go in without magic backup. This is just kind of a speculative little raid. If I lose him, it won't really hurt me. I am short of money. Desperately, desperately short of money. I'm recruiting a few Malaya Druzhina down here. But I think what I need... Well, high-quality troops are really nice, but I could pay for 4 normal guys with 1 Malaya Druzhina. So that's kind of the question. Is it worth it? To instead be getting heavy infantry or crossbows or something. Because crossbows will still kill a Malaya Druzhina without much trouble. Until I hit Alteration 7. Under Fog Warriors, crossbows have a tougher time. We'll stick with the Druzhina for now. Wagyobath is going to move north to Wicker Woods. And we'll see how it goes. But that is about the turn. Pretty much. Panbog can also move north. If they move some troops down and hit Panbog, that's okay. I do like how Spires of Ascension is fucking 29 province defense from random events. I love it. Just from having all those Firebirds there. Now, this represents, 64 Fire Gems worth of expenditure. Is it really worth it? I'm not entirely sure. I would say so far I think it has been. I've gotten some decent random events out of it. Terracotta Army is a pretty good spell for this situation as well. Because they are pierce resistant, so the crossbows don't hurt them quite so much. In any case, thanks for watching. Let's see how turn 41 goes. Having missed my initial attacks really hurts. Like, this army over here, I'm pretty sure I could have beaten this if I had my mages out. It would have been really, really bloody and ugly on all sides, but I think I might have been able to do it. And it pisses me off a little bit that I didn't. But, you know what? These things happen. Posvidst. What can you do for yourself? Why don't you cast Power of the Spheres, and then summon a Fire Elemental. There you go. And, I don't have any pearls. Alright, who has a pearl that doesn't... Who has 2 pearls that only needs 1? There you go. Knock yourself out. Alright. See y'all next turn. We'll see how the war against Ulm goes.